Hey, another one of those. So at least they're interchangeable. This one has a bit more assembly required, that's for sure. Random screws and a bolt, but I think that goes there. Okay, so that is the section where I can unbolt that and put a 6-inch block in there and have enough space to do that. Whoa. Oh my God. Well, that's weird. I'm not used to Harbor Freight. I guess they changed the design. I don't really buy stuff from there, so I thought that would hinge open. But it probably makes it easier that it can just come off anyway. Wow. The bottom one is has a rubber tire on it. It seems like it'd make more sense. So it took a little bit to realize that the instructions don't show the part how it looks. So it seems like the instructions are a bit outdated. I imagine they use these same pieces across multiple different things, and they just get changed, and they don't have the manpower to go through and update every single item that uses it, which they should, but well, whatever. You know, this table actually seems kind of okay. I wasn't sure about it at first, but it might actually come together kind of strong. Birds are making nests in my workshop again. As long as they're not making it on the inside, whatever. Hey, stop picking my workshop. One of the steps actually displays it, and it's in an isometric view, of course, but it's at an exactly 45-degree angle. So it shows you to put it upside down when really it's meant to be like flipped. It's just down to bad design. Oh well. You know, that is feeling a lot better. Oh, the big washers go underneath. I see. Weird. That is weird. Well, now that is the darndest thing. That one wasn't just a small glitch. This one was definitely drawn backwards on the design. So I put that one on backwards, the opposite from what it... You know, like I have 10 years of 12 years of experience with 3D modeling and rendering and stuff like that. So I know what I'm looking at. And that definitely does not have the right orientation for this. It's not kind of funny, but oh well. What matters though is that I do have parts that fit together. That's what really matters. Who cares what the instructions say as long as the pieces do fit together somehow. I'm actually going to be honest. I can't believe how easily this is going. Compared to building my own belt sander, this is like a dream. This is actually really fun. It's like putting together a little Lego kit. It's only been like 45 minutes. I know I started pretty late, but still it's really nice. Okay. Oh, that makes so much more sense. I didn't want to pry these because I thought they were on there for a reason, but evidently this thing was painted so quickly to being put in the box that these are stuck on there with paint. Makes so much more sense, because otherwise this would have issues with that. Stripping out that piece. Oh, and yes, this is powered off my solar charged batteries. Oh, come on. I just remember not to hook up my bandsaw with that, because that'll just ruin that little inverter. Now, isn't that funny? The modified sine wave evidently messes with the camera through the LEDs because there's no like persistence of light. That is odd. I'll have to look into that, adding a capacitor. Oh, I see now. So this is actually quite a clever design. I was wondering where this pulley factored in. Now this just freewheels. Goes into here. That's so weird. So this instruction manual spends an entire page and a half talking about how to hook up the pulley to the motor, which already comes on it, so I don't need that. But then it doesn't even talk about this. That is weird. So I just have to speculate that it goes on there off center. That's not very good. I mean, I guess it's okay for belts to be out of alignment, but this just doesn't even give the option to have it in alignment. I don't know about that. Ah, I didn't see that the first time. See, it would be nice if the instructions said this. But there's a set screw up here. I thought I checked that already. Oh. I was able to move it over a little bit. That's good. I just couldn't stand these two things being unconnected, you know. Made no sense. So now those two nuts are tensioned onto this cast piece, and that's really straight and very easy to turn. You know what? No. I can bring it over just a little bit more. I actually brought it out a bit too much. That needs to go up a little bit. So the little grommet to hold this in is laughable because it's not rated for this size of cord. So you can't put it in there without some like super crimps. I started trying to really press it in there, I started bending the metal, so I'm just not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to be very careful on the cable, as I always am. Now this should turn on. I wish the instructions said more, but oh well. I'm gonna be honest, it's a little bit smaller than I thought it would be, but exactly the size that I thought it would be initially. Because I initially saw it and I was thinking, oh, that'd be about my height or so, but well, then I heard that it only cuts 6 inches, so I was like, well, that can't be very big, but I guess it's just not optimized for that. Wow, okay. Huh. It really does not talk about that much at all. Look at all that wasted space. I might not need to add a riser block. I'll just get rid of this darn table. Because I don't need it. You know? I'll need to have a big table this big anyway to hold a big log, so why even bother with that? There, you can see that better. Now this box came way out of whack. Oh well. So something that the manual didn't even mention, because I'm like on the last page and it's just already on to belt tensioning. It doesn't even talk about this. I put the blade guard thingamabob on, and evidently it's held straight by that. And so I need to move the entire shroud back. The safety cover is what keeps it lined up. That's really weird. And so you have to undo these 2 bolts and move it back, and even then it's not even straight. You can go inside of it, but I guess not. But yeah, this is off-centered. That's weird. Unless though I just adjust it here. You know, I actually kind of like this little door design. It works pretty well. Have these little tabs. I mean, it's a bit cumbersome and tedious to open, but I don't think it'd be. Seems fine. So I think there might be some Aha! Good enough for now. At least it works. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Yet another thing that they showed is upside down in the manual. You know, it's almost better just to avoid the misdirections and do it myself. Because half the stuff I would just stop paying attention to the manual because it's just inaccurate and it's drawn terribly, so you can't tell what orientation is what. And most of this stuff is going to be modified or removed. So my opinion of this, after the first 4 hours of trying to put it together, and still nowhere near close to getting it to work, is that Harbor Freight really needs to work on their instructions, and they need to work on making these parts work together in a sensible way. But I'm still hopeful that this will still work. And if the only problem is that instead of paying with money, I'm paying with extra time to set it up, that's fine. Instead of paying $1,200 for a similar item. And since I'm not needing this table, because I'm probably going to make a wooden table this big to hold, because I'm going to be having big discs, 8 or 9 inch thick discs of wood, and I'm going to be running through this to cut these mount heads. I could just take this off and relocate the alignment thing there, because then that would give me 9 inches of clearance. Now, whatever. And I'll probably remove that stupid guard thing because it's making it like wedge up in the corner. I don't know why. I'll have to look at it. It really makes you wonder why they made it have such a shallow or a short bite, you know? Like it can only go up a little bit. It's very odd. All right. I need to work on opening those up, but oh well. It's backwards. Well, that's not going very tight, that's for sure. Well, that's as tight as it goes. Well, I guess it's okay. I'll spend some time adjusting this and getting it right, and you know, like learning some more things about it, but it's mostly set up. And then I'm thinking eventually I can remove this table, put a flat plate on here or just a piece of plywood, and then that'll give me about 2 inches, and that'll be enough just for now. And then later I can add a 6-inch block to there, and that'll give me like 14 inches by 14 inches of cutting space, so I can actually cut logs through this. So in the future, whenever I have discs of wood, I'll want to be able to cut them. So if I have a big table, maybe just a separate table just sitting next to it, then that might be the table. But I definitely want it high enough so I can put that in there and cut the blocks out. I'm wild and crazy and insane. By removing the bottom guide and the table, I go from 6 inches to 8.5 inches, almost 9 inches. But the question is, well, pushing back, push this back on there. I imagine this will end badly. Can you turn me off? It's like digging into the table. Yeah, it's definitely big, large table. Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Yeah. I don't have a big table for this. Hey, you want me to take that away and we can come up with a plan? No. You know, you've got supports, don't you? You know, you could like rest something there. I think it's good enough for a proof of concept, though. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.